With reference to the just concluded Anambra State Google polls, and one of the major issues has been the fact that we had contenders, right? There was the People's Democratic Party, there was the ruling party, the All Progressive Congress, and there was APGA, among others. Now, we found out that by way of the mandate, by the way of the people, APGA won that election in the state.
Absolutely.
Now, from your viewpoint, would you say that that election was free and fair to start with, considering the fact that a lot of other dynamics were involved in that electoral process?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Yes, to a very large extent, free and fair. That is taking aside the few cases of minor violence and, of course, vote buying, which manifested in some parts of the state. But I give it to INEC. INEC conducted a free, credible, and fair election. Of course, it will have been a misstep if anything contrary was done, given the volatile situation of Anambra prior to the election, during the election, and of course, after the election. So, for such a volatility, all you needed is to maintain peace. Now, not the Akwa Ibom maintain peace. You know, all you need to maintain the peace is to allow a free, fair, because anything could trigger off massive violence on a scale that nobody could control.
Right.
So, I give kudos to INEC. What they did was very credible, outstanding, and if we go that path, Nigeria will be a better place as far as our elections are concerned.
Okay, still in that line, I would like to quickly ask you this. We've seen cases that, people migrating from one party to the other, but that didn't seem to play out in the elections there. And the fact that APGA actually, the candidate from APGA actually emerged the winner, do you feel the Igbos, the Easterners, are actually making a statement with this party?
a very intelligent question. Now, I hope you know the origin of APGA.
Go ahead.
Odumegwu Ojukwu, the former Biafran leader, who later recanted Biafra and rejoined the Nigerian enterprise, is the architect of, he's the father of APGA. And of course, the Igbos, you can't take it away from him. They see him as a father figure after the likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe. And initially, when APGA lost the election in 1999 to the PDP, people cried blue murder. They said blue murder. They said that election was, hijacked by the PDP, the then ruling party. And afterwards, APGA fought a hard battle in courts before former Governor Peter Obi now got his mandate back. That was purportedly, of course not purportedly, the courts declared that it was wrongfully ascribed to the PDP back then. And from that time, APGA has reigned supreme in Anambra State. Of course, they followed the father figure. Even when after Odumegwu Ojukwu died, the wife, Bianca Ojukwu, took over as the principal figure in APGA. And so people have been following, that's his home state. They've been following it. So I'm not surprised that APGA won. Governor Biano won. Now, you said there were no defections. Actually, there were defections from APGA. People resigned, some special assistants to the governor. Some local government chairmen resigned and joined Senator Andioba in APC because they believed the APC was going to rule. And there was rumor rife that the governor, the incumbent governor, Governor Biano, Willow Biano, was about to defect to the APC. But it didn't play out. And in fact, he was accused by his party of working for the APC and against Professor Chukwuma Soludo of his party. Now, all those people that defected to APC, believing that Senator Andioba, who has had a very long-standing grip on the politics of the state from when he was in PDP before he defected to APC. But it didn't play out that way. Now, does that make a statement? Yes. Let me start with the defection issue. The defections will always be a part of Nigerian politics, unfortunately so. I don't distinguish between these parties because I believe APC is PDP, is APGA, and is all what the names you can call. Because you've seen in Nigeria where the parties have swapped candidates. Somebody was a governorship candidate of APC in 2015, and in 2019 he was the governorship party of PDP. And his opponent, that was the governorship candidate of PDP in 2015, swapped party and became the governorship candidate. It happened in Edo State.
When they can have tickets.
Absolutely, they move over. Now we've seen a senator, Adeyemi, contest on PDP and was defeated by APC. By 2019, he went to APC, while the other senator, Dino Melaye, returned to PDP. So what are we talking about? These people are one and the same thing. Now, extract President Muhammadu Buhari from the APC. Isolate Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the PDP, from the APC. The rest of the structure, all you have there is people who moved from the new PDP and joined them, and some from APGA and joined them, and that's the conglomeration you have called APC today. So our politicians are one and the same. All they do is pursue their self-interest. If this platform refuses to give them the ticket, they move to the other platform. But essentially, we have no political culture, so the defections will continue. Now, are the Igbos making a statement with APGA? I will say no. And that no is cautiously so. APGA is seen as an Igbo party, but APGA is only a ruling party in one state. And has remained so for a long time. Now, we had the PPA, People's Progressive Alliance, which was then founded by former Governor Ojo Zokalo. But he moved over. The party could not stand. After some time, it collapsed because he was keeping preparatory to quitting the PDP. But it collapsed. And so APGA has remained in Anambra State. APGA has not been able to penetrate any other of the Igbo states. PDP reigns supreme. Now, APC has now infiltrated through the courts. They got Imo State. And they could describe him as a Supreme Court governor. Now, you go to Anambra, Ebonyi State. The governor, whom, in my opinion, is one of the best governors that have emerged in this era, has crossed over or has carpeted to the APC. So you now have 2 APC states in Igbo land, 2 PDP states in Igbo land, and 1 APGA state. So if you ask me if they are making a political statement, I will tell you it is neither here nor there. And there is this suspicion too that the remaining 2 governors in PDP are likely going to switch camp before 2015. So we watch and see. So the Igbos, as far as I'm concerned, are not making any